at the listening position the frequency by 6 dB almost. So you have this increase of low end. So with the absence of these reflections, you can have this system positioned like 20 centimeters from the back wall easily. And you can adjust all sound levels, low, mid, high frequencies to your liking, if you would like to. So you can make 6 presets, which means this system is like a DSP controlled system. It also has another benefit, because if you really noticed to the last a cappella track, the small details on the lips of the singers and all the low frequent sounds were actually entering your ear at exactly the same time. Usually if you want to time align the frequencies from 20 Hz up until 20 kHz, this whole process takes 90 milliseconds. So if you convert this into a calculation in a passive system, you would have to design a system to compensate for this delay. It would never fit the room here. So in a DSP, you're able to do that. You can actually delay the high frequencies, mid frequencies up until the low frequencies, and then every frequency is going to leave the cabinet at exactly the same time. And this time alignment, on and off axis, gives a large amount of realism to the sound reproduction. And also the fact that it's active, every driver has its own amplifier. So you have, due to the absence of floor frequencies, ceiling frequencies and backwall frequencies, and this time alignment, you have a really nice control over your room. Because you see there's no room treatment here. Not on the back side, so we can all compensate for that. It's not measurement, it's not like it's measured inside the room to compensate for certain reflections. No tricks over there, just the design of the system. Directivity, meaning every frequency from 50 Hz up until 20 kHz goes to the front, and control over the reflections of the floor and ceiling and back wall. Also the frequency response, you're very nicely able to make a very accurate flat response within half a dB. Also if you have a passive system, if you're lucky, it's plus minus 3 dB over the whole frequency range, but this is plus minus half a dB. If you don't like flat, you go into the EQ menu of the key control and you adjust. Simply if you want something more low-end frequencies, you adjust the level of the low-end frequencies, or mids or highs, whatever you like. You can adjust it. You don't have to move around with the system also to make the sound you like. You simply put it somewhere you optically like it. A lot of women like it, that we can simply put the system this close to a wall and not 2 meters into the living room. And you go inside the menu of the key control, you adjust the sound you like. And if you found the sound you like, you store it in a preset. And then you make 6 presets, maybe for your classical music, for your television, for your turntable, whatever. And then you're fine. So basically what we're looking at is a very nice and easy to use sound system in every living room you like, with capable of cancelling 50 to 60% of your room influence at home. And that makes it very nice, because then that means that you are able to position it the way you like, adjust the sound the way you like it, set the key control, instead of moving around the system in your room, or whatever what.
Does it have any recommendation for the minimum size of the room?
No, actually no. We have, this system is designed for living room and for studios, and we have mastering engineers, for instance, who are working in a studio environment of 20 square meters with this system.
Okay.
So you simply, well, you know, we have enough SPL. If we go up, you know, we have enough SPL to cover a room of 100 square meters. But it's simply, if you're in a small room, you'll also very much benefit about this beam control, which we're talking about, to actually hinder acoustical interference of your room. And if you're in a very small room, you can position the system very close into a corner of your room, and then aim it in the opposite corner and do the same on the other side, and then adjust the levels again to your liking, and then you're fine. And why do you want to aim it in the other corner? Because a lot of hi-fi people also say, I want to point it out straight, right? But if you do that, you have this, of course, this beam of the system, and it goes into the back wall, usually in front of where you're listening. And that's what you don't want, because then it comes back. So in a smaller room, you aim them in the opposite corner, and in the corner, this frequency beam, so to say, will drop apart. It will not reflect. So you can have, if you position this right, in a small room, you can have almost the same sound experience as when you position it in a big room. Just by aiming it in the other corners and putting it really nice and close to the other corner. It really works. That's how studio guys do it. And the mastering engineers, they have to actually very much rely on the info they get from the system, because they want to work on the system, right? It's their job. A recent very nice guy who bought a system like this is Paul McCartney. He is using it in his private home studio right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of a recommendation.
That's a recommendation. Yeah, we like. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Any questions maybe about the system? Well, music then,
Maybe I'm just a ghost.